Hey, everybody, welcome to Midday Market Magic. Is that what it is?
Midday
Or
Market
how about
Madness.
Midday Market Madness? Woo! Yeah, we got one of those days. My name is Glenn Tompkins, senior instructor here at VectorVest. It's going to be one of those days, boy. Woo-wee! All right. If you can hear me, by all means, let me know in the chat, preferably with VV Nation, and let me know where you're tuning in from, so that I can keep track of where you are. That's kind of creepy, isn't it? Somebody just called me DJ G Sharp Kirby. Yeah, you saw. I got a wedding coming up this weekend. They want me to do this club style. Ooh-wee. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun. All right, and I'm looking at my people on Facebook as well. Hey, today is one of those days. The market doesn't look so pretty at all. At all. And I think a lot of people are panicking. Satishan says, "Welcome to the massacre on the streets from London, UK." It is. It's not nice. It's not nice. Jay says, "Welcome to Midday Market Meltdown." Kirby is tuning in from Fort Myers. Brandon is tuning in from Texas. Cybel from New Jersey. BN from Toronto. Herrick says, "Godhead." Mark is tuning in from Virginia. Where's my Facebook people tuning in from? Jay is on Facebook too. Jay, stay in one place or the other. Good gravy. Stay in one place or the other. Raul is from San Juan, Puerto Rico. In case you didn't know, my stepmother is Puerto Rican, and she's from Bayamon, Puerto Rico. All right. Jim says, "Hold on. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days." Alex says, "Mission." I'm thinking that's Texas. So Amanda's from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Tyree from Spartanburg. Sherilyn. Miss McClintock is from Southern California. So, folks, I'm glad to have you all here today. Rich on Facebook is from Long Island. How you doing? Forget about it. Jim on Facebook from Indiana. All right, so let's get into it. Today is not a pretty day in the market. All right, none at all. At all. If you look right here, 3 red lights across for 2 solid days now, for Friday and for Monday. All of the major indices are down. All of our stocks and top stocks right here are down. Today is not a good day. Somebody said, "Hey, give us some encouraging news." Listen, I ain't gonna make up no news. It's not a good time. Now, Tom says, "Are we finally seeing signs of capitulation?" And Tom, in my opinion, not yet. I think that the news of the inflation from last week is not good. I think that the overall thinking that the Fed has got to get more hawkish on the market is not good. Now, does the Fed do that? Does the Fed turn around and get a little bit more hawkish on the market? I don't know. My thing is, I think that they need to make a 100 basis point move. But if they do that, the market's going to be worse than what you see right now. And I'm a fan, or I believe that the markets are going to get worse before they get better until inflation is under control. All right, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. If you agree with that, all right, let's get a feel in the room, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. Hit a 1 if you think that the pain gets worse before it gets better. Type a 2 if you think that this is an over-exaggeration and that we're okay. All right, I'm curious to know. And I listen, I want an honest opinion because we represent, it's not a whole lot of us here, but we represent what the people feel. We're investing in the market. All of us are. And we are the ones that are being affected by all of these things that are affecting our portfolios. So I think that there's going to be more pain before we get any joy. You ever heard that song? Joy and pain. It's like sunshine and rain. Right now, Melissa, interesting, on Facebook says too that we may be over-exaggerating. Jim on YouTube says too, we may be over-exaggerating. BN says too. So Mark says too because midterms, well, I can't move that. Why does my picture? I can't see what that says. Will force them to do something to get votes. Ooh. See, now that goes down the political realm, and you know something? We are in midterms, and it's going to be interesting. Does everything turn around a little bit more towards midterms to make it look better? I'm just saying. All right. I'm just saying. I'm not taking anybody's side. I'm just saying, give us the third option. Type 3 if what? If Joey, type 3 if what? I don't know. James on Facebook says he's new to this. And you know something? I think, huh?
Pull this over.
Pull this over. Oh, okay. That'll work. So let me, yeah, Joey, stop touching stuff after you tell me to pull it over. I hate you sometimes. I love Joey to death. All right, so now I can see the Facebook chat along side by side with my YouTube chat. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Nibble at some of the high flyers, stash them away for long-term horizon. So, you know, I'm with you on that a little bit, Rich, in that with the market pulling back as hard as it is, our indicators are showing, if you're looking at our homepage, our indicators are showing that the primary wave is down, that the underlying trend in the market is down, that we've got our levels where the market is looking for a bottom again. I think that because of how hard the market's pulling back again, that we are setting up for another bottom opportunity. But I did a video if the market was bottoming or not, and I said we're going to be in for several bottoms before the market finally decides it wants to take up. You can't buy stock at this time. Kenneth, I'm going to disagree with that a little bit. There's still going to be stocks that are going to go up, but the problem is with that, Kenneth, that the market's direction affects 80% of the stocks in the market. If you're going to start to try to find the 20%, it's going to take a little bit of work to do it, but can it be done? Yes, but I would like for you guys to let the trend be your friend. Mark says that guy brought up the midterm effect on YouTube. Sounds smart. Who brought up that? Did I bring that up? I don't bring that up. Most of this inflation is related to oil in Ukraine. I don't disagree with that. But until that can be fixed, and until the supply issue of oil can be overcome, inflation is going to be an issue. And inflation is not going to go away until we can get oil under control. The market typically anticipates 6 to 12 months in advance, says Harry. Doesn't anyone short or buy contracts? We're going to talk about that today because I think that that's a good place to be. I still think that energy is a good place to be. And when the market is going down like this and there is blood in the streets, contras are going to be a beautiful place to keep your money. Right now, I've got about 30% of my portfolio in SQQQ. Absolutely. So the market's going down today. The rest of my longer term holdings are being affected, but SQQQ is keeping me above board. In order for the market to go up, don't we need a catalyst? Yes, we do, Michael. So what do we need as a catalyst? Maybe, gosh, and I say this over and over and over, maybe we need to start drilling. Maybe we need to, and I did see that the administration was considering that for a short amount of time, but it just didn't happen. If you want the oil situation to get better, we need to, I think that we need to do a little better job of being able to supply our own oil. Do you have a video on how to read charts? James, we've got several videos out done by people outside of just me and Patrick. One done by Jerry D'Ambrosio, which is all about that. So yes, we do have videos. We've got videos outside of our live streams on a lot of different things that are out there. All right. Hey, if you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now. Hit the like button if you like what you see. Hit the share button. Share this video because I think on a day like today, people need to know what's going on. Hit the share button. I want everybody. I need everybody to hit the share button and get people into the room because today doesn't look like a good day, but every little thing is going to be all right because markets can't go down forever, just like they can't go up forever. And we will be presented with a buying opportunity again. I hate to say of a lifetime. I think that we're going to be given a great buying opportunity once the market settles in. And we do get that catalyst to really commit to the market moving higher. Joey asked Glenn about filling gaps. I can see what you typed there, Mash Luxury. What do you mean about filling gaps? I don't know. Listen, I got a 6 p.m. video tonight that's going to talk about swing trading. I need everybody here to go watch the 6 p.m. video tonight, especially if you want to bolster your swing trading game, folks. All right, it's going to be the 6 p.m. video tonight, and that can help us with what we're going through right now. Orange on Facebook says, I think the market will rally a bit on Wednesday FOMC meeting. I don't know. Now, how many of you think that the Fed is going to be more hawkish? Type of 1. If you think the Fed is going to keep right in line with his 50 basis point, type of 2. I want everybody to type that in. If you think the Fed is, based upon what you see, that the Fed is going to get a little bit more hawkish, possibly 75 basis points, or 2, is he going to stick to the game plan of just 50 basis points? I see a lot of 2s coming up. All right, Michael, the contra stocks are for day trading. I don't believe that totally, Lou. You can do contras that are not for just day trading, especially if you do non-leverage. I see a lot of people chiming in today. That's a good thing. You guys are awake today. That's what I love. I love it when you guys are awake. And a lot of you are saying, too, that he's going to stick. We're going to find out. And I think that if he does stick to the 50 basis point, we may get a little bit of a rally. I think that right now stocks are getting to a point where people are looking at them as bargains because they've been so beaten up. And I think the algos are going to kick in, and I'm going to think that people are going to try to front run the market and say, yeah, it's time to buy stocks. That may push the market higher. Are we still in the crypto train? I ain't. I'm not. I'm so not on the crypto train. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that as well. All right. So that's what's going on behind the scenes in the market. Let's see what news is moving the market. Let's go see what news is moving the market, and let's go from there. All right. Joey, put the other screen up so I can see. Yeah, thank you. Inflation puts pressure on Powell. What to know this week, and that's important. Glenn, you hit it. All they have to do is start drilling. The fact that the current administration won't do anything to support the increased drilling tells you that they are actually want high. You know, I hate to have that thought in my mind, R. Franklin, that the administration wants high inflation, because that hurts the American people. And I don't think that any administration is directly wanting to hurt the American people. That's in my mind. I'm being an optimist from that perspective. You can call me naive. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I served my country. I don't think that the country should ever want to do anything to purposely hurt the American people. That is my opinion. All right, so that is my opinion. D. Westermeyer says so much more to energy than just drilling. I don't disagree with that as well, but drilling helps. Drilling definitely helps. All right, so inflation puts pressure on Powell. What to know this week? Going into the week, the Bureau of Labor Statistics unexpectedly run 8.6% in inflation. The only other thing that we're looking for right now is as GDP comes out at the end of this month, which will be quarter 2, does GDP fall for a second quarter? And if it does fall for a second quarter, folks, we will officially be in the official definition of a recession. Rich on Facebook says inflation is due to extra money printed for stimulus. That's one of the reasons. That's a lot of the reason, because there's a lot of money in the market. The other side of the reason that helps with the inflation, Rich, is the supply of oil is dwindling. That is the problem. Inflation is taxation without representation. Listen, taxation without representation is illegal. I don't think that is the case. I think that things were done in the right vein to help people during a COVID pandemic. All right. So I think it was done for the right reasons. I don't think we needed to put as much money into the economy as we did, but I think some money was needed to help stave off what the pandemic was bringing to the United States. So I'm all for that. All right. Glenn, can we get a rally song? We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. All right. That's my rally song. That's my rally song. You wanted a rally song? You got you a rally song. All right. So you know me. I love to have a little bit of fun while we do this stuff, folks. You know me. I want to have a little bit of fun. My next story, the economy week ahead, Fed, other central banks in focus. Will the markets continue to fall while it continues to raise interest rates? And that's going to be a sticky situation, Francisco, because the whole idea is to raise interest rates to slow down the economy. You got to ask the question, are we still in a healthy economy or not? That is going to be the question. Are we still in an economy that's growing, or are we slowing down, and are the interest rates slowing us down? So that's the question that has to be answered, Francisco, to answer your question. The week ahead, Wednesday, China's economic activity showed some signs of recovery in May, albeit at a slow pace as Beijing, Shanghai, and other big cities continue to endure pandemic restrictions. Remember, Shanghai was pretty much shut down. That affected the supply chain as well. Economists surveyed by the Wall Street Journal estimate that retail sales, a key gauge of consumption, fell 6.9. This is in China. And our sales are falling down over here too. Why? Because people don't have the liquid income to go out and spend money in the stores. Why? Because they need to buy gas and they need to buy food. All right, so we'll keep our eyes on that. And that's the big point of inflation, why it's so sucky and why it's affecting the market. Thursday, the Bank of England is expected to raise its key rates up to 1.25. Notice that key interest rates are low across the globe. Friday, the Bank of Japan is expected to keep its ultra-easy monetary policy on hold. The bank said the Japanese economy needs stimulus. Look at that. The Japanese economy needs stimulus. It is still recovering from the pandemic. How come it doesn't say anything about the Fed raising? Is the Fed not raising rates this week? Anybody back me up on that? I thought it was this week. Anybody back me up on that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Will Tesla split? They already said they're going to do a 1-for-3 split, Francisco. They're going to do a 1-for-3 split. Anybody expecting nothing said since nobody? Jay says yes. Wednesday is the rate hike. There it is. It's Wednesday. How come this story doesn't show it? Did I not finish it? Oh, there it is. The Federal Reserve officials have indicated they will raise the central bank's interest rates by 0.5%. So it looks like they're going to stick to the game. They're going to stick to the game plan. Meanwhile, the China Everglades surprise is coming. Bracer. What is the China Everglades? What is that? Jazz says, so what is going to be solved for first inflation, oil, gun? I don't know. Jazz, you know me, all I really want to concentrate is on the stock stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. All right. So that's what's coming up this week in regards to the Fed. All I'm going to say is right now, be prepared for a bumpy ride in the market, number one. Number two, keep your focus. All right. Everybody in the room, stay focused. The stocks that are losing you money at this particular point in time, you say to yourself, well, I don't want to get rid of them because after this, my stocks are going to go up. Listen, don't put yourself in a situation where you're taking on a bigger loss than you need. If the stocks are going down and they hit your threshold for pain, you need to cut them loose, all right? Or you need to consider cutting them loose, all right? And wait for a better buying opportunity. This is another time where contras come into play. We're going to talk a little bit about those as well. Contras coming into play as a hedge against your long positions that you don't want to get rid of. Kirby says the Florida Everglade is supposed to be 2 times as bad as the China Everglade. What is this? I don't even know what that is. All right, Mario, I agree. Focus, folks. This is a time. If I'm going to bring anything positive to today's scenario, it's going to be about focus. All right, it really is. So, what's big in the news? Somebody said, am I on the Bitcoin train? Look at this. Bitcoin dropped 17%, falling below 23,000 as 200 billion wiped off the crypto market over the weekend. I'm not on the crypto train. I still own some crypto stocks. I've got a few $100s soaked into them. It's pretty much putting them in a shoebox. And maybe one day I'm going to wake up in the near future and I'm going to be a trillionaire. Kenneth says, if the market is keeping you up at night, do something about it. And, I'd rather sleep well at night. This is why I'm telling you, on some of your trades, if you're losing more than you feel comfortable with, you need to consider cutting them. Satishan says, keep focused on the microeconomics of the firm high VST, high CI, high RS stocks in your pipeline when the trend improves. Macro is noise. The big one is noise. Micro is where it's all at. Do you mean Evergrande? Is that what you were talking about? Thinking the original post meant Evergrande. That's what you were talking about. That's everyone's dream on crypto. Listen, I still think that crypto is going to play a big role, especially when the metaverse comes out. The metaverse is still a lot of ways away. Nectario says, is this enough blood in the streets? I don't think so yet. I don't think so. I still don't think that this is enough blood in the streets yet. And you know when you'll know? The people will tell you. I think what will happen is people will stock up on food as much as they can, and they'll stop buying as much as they do. I think that from an oil perspective, people are going to stop driving, and they're going to say, listen, the price of gas is making it so I need to work from home. And I think that businesses are going to have to do that. Yeah, and it's going to be like people are going to stop driving, not because of a pandemic. I think that people are going to stop driving because of the price of gas. And I think that, when the demand decreases, the price is going to have to fall. All right. So that's what I think. I think that we as a market of people, we as human beings can help from an inflation standpoint by moving the demand from where it is. All right. Another story, Apple Music Gaming to bring over $8 billion in revenue. $8 billion in revenue by 2025. That comes from JP Morgan. I want to buy a loaf of bread for that amount of Bitcoins. Yeah, that's a lot of Bitcoin, though. Google is probably safe. Google split 7 for 18. So those are two stories that I did put out. Two other stocks that were splitting. I talked about the Amazon split and how it was. I liked the Amazon split, but the other two stocks were going to be Google and Tesla that were going to be splitting as well. So Glenn, you are correct about people stopping driving. You can see it on the X-rays. I'm thinking that it's going to happen. Francisco says, I was taking public transportation already to work. Leave the car at home. I'm thinking that that's going to be a way to decrease the demand on oil is when people stop driving as much. All right. So that's what I think. But Apple made the news. So that's one of my stocks. Here's a stock. Bluebird, this is a drug company, surges on positive FDA, ADC, ADCOM. Analyst says beta cell could change the treatment paradigm, all right, which is paradigm. Peaking above $6 as much as 80% in heavy trading Monday after the FDA voted unanimously in a favor of Beticel, the company's drug candidate for treatment of beta thalassemia. Anybody here in the medical field, did I say that right? Beta thalassemia. All right, beta thalassemia. Evidently, it was enough to make the stock move up bigly today. All right, so it's making the news. AMD is poised for upside. And I'm thinking that a lot of these good stocks that you're going to see out in the market are going to be some of your biggest boomers when the market does turn around. People are looking at good quality stocks that have been beaten up. Drug company, if you want Eli Lilly. I do like Eli Lilly. Do we have news on Apple Cars? I didn't see anything on Apple Cars to bring to the table today, BN, so no. Shopify stock split too. I did not see that. Thalassemia, says Munzir. So did I say that right? Thalassemia. Thank you for that. Maria says, Amazon, not time yet. Was going to invest, but the charts and the fundamentals turn me off for now until I see a break. Yeah, I'm in it. I got into it after the split, and I'm in a little bit of a house of pain, but I have a threshold on how much I'm willing to lose before I get out of it. All right, I'm not ready to get out of it yet. I got it. How was the trip to the Ark? It was an amazing trip. If you follow me on Facebook, you saw all of the pictures that I posted. I posted a lot of pictures. All right, so AMD made the news, and now a lot of people are asking me, is it time to buy gold? We're going to talk about that a little bit, but Barrick Gold, mining for profits with a resource sector legend. So this not only looks at Barrick Gold as a play, but actually Barrick Gold from a copper play as well. Headquartered in Canada, Barrick Gold is among the world's biggest gold and copper miners. And this person that wrote the article is bullish on the stock. It's got a smart score. I like Tip Ranks. I like it I subscribe to it. Gosh, it made me pay for it. Joey said I should build VectorVest for it, but I'm not. Golden opportunity with a yield king. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about gold in a second. So those are my stories. Those are my stocks that made the news. Let's go to my viewers tab. Let's start off with the indices. The VIX is up big. Holy smokes. The VIX is up bigly. The market moving down. UVIXY. Both of these are making double digit. I'm a big fan of take what the market gives you. Whether you're playing the VIX or you're playing UVIXY, folks, you're making some money today. People are getting out of the risk on stocks. IWM or Russell 2000 stocks. Let's go to the graphs. Let's go put on the Dow, DJI. Let's go put on the Qs. Let's go, what else do I need? The SPY. And let's go put on the VVC. Let's go put them on my quad thingy and look at them intraday today. Why? Because this is midday market, right? This is the midday market. Let's push some of this over. And this is live. This is intraday. What are we on? 5-minute bars. Intraday 5-minute bars. This is the market today. All of them all gap down nicely. All right, all of them all gap down nicely today. Leveling off. Looks like right now, as we talk, the market's trying to do a little bit of a rebound and push. I'm not real confident in the move right now, but by the time of the day, I put out a video today, but it wasn't released. Precursor to what was going on in the market. My call was that I think that with the market moving down the way that it did, that we would have finished slightly in an up day today. We'll see if that comes to fruition, because I'm going to put up just the market timing graph. Let's go look at that over the last 3 months. That's the market, folks. We were in a wedge for all of you and my jockey club. We were in a wedge, and look at where we fell. And I kept saying all this time while the market was going up, there was no news to substantiate the move. There was no catalyst. And look at that. The market for the last 4 days has gone down. All right, the market. Now, are we in consolidation? I don't think so yet, because we need to find a level of support, a real level of support. And we created a new 3-month low today. This would have been my level of support to talk about capitulation right about here, but we broke through it. We broke through it. So I think that we got more downside. I don't think we're capitulating yet. I think that we have downside. This was consolidation. Lower highs, higher lows. That was consolidation until it came to the head and it broke down. The 3 and the 8 broke down, and it broke down below the higher lows to create now a lower low. So I'm not there yet. Nectario says, if you look at the market timing graphs, 5 years, we're right at support. Let's go put on a 5-year graph. Now that's 5 years. Let's take off some of this. Take that off. And Nectario says, right, there it is. Here's a 5-year level on our VectorVest composite sitting at 52.41, and we're at 53.20. We are at a 5-year level. Now, if the market could bounce with some good news, that would make sense. But if all of the news remains bad and we fall, man, we still got some more pain. We still got some more pain. We compare that to March of 2020, October, January. Here's March. Talk about here. Well, what happened here? That was the pandemic. That was all pandemic. Are you saying, Mark, all right, where's that at? Are you saying, Mark, that we're going to go back to pandemic lows? Do you think, all right, I got a question. Type 1, if you think the inflation issue warrants us going back down to pandemic lows. Type 1. Type 2, if you don't think that that's the case. Now, I'm going to be in the camp of 2. I think that this was an off-the-wall, unexpected phenomena, all right, that happened. And I don't think that we go down to pandemic lows. That's my opinion. But are we confident that the pandemic, that inflation can't, and if that happens, good, googly moogly. That's all I can say about that. If that happens, good, googly moogly. I'm in the two camp, but I see a lot of ones in here. I see a lot of ones, and that's fine. I'm with that. I hear you. Remember, all of the questions that I asked are not so that I'm going to beat up on anybody. I just want to know your opinions. We will revisit those lows, says Mark on Facebook. With China coming out of their current COVID shutdown, the market could possibly get a little spark. Well, they could, especially if that affects the supply issue, right? That if China gets out of the under the thumb of COVID and are able to get more stuff pushed out, that could be a positive spark. All right, that could be a positive spark. Mario says we're finally paying for the pandemic. Well, that's another side. That's another whole side of that. Mark says, I was talking about the time before the pandemic as support. You talk about back here? That's in 2019. Or you talking about here? And that is my level of support. If we go back in time, that was back in February of 2020. By the time March hit, we were full blown into the pandemic. All right. And then we got out. That could have been a lot worse than what it was, but it was the stimulus that kept it to push us up higher. So again, I think the stimulus was done for the right reason, but we put a lot more stimulus. I think we put a lot more stimulus than we needed to put out there. This would have to be bigger than 2008 to go back to the pandemic lows. And I don't think that, let's go back to 2008. I don't think that we get back to those lows. I don't think we get back to those lows. Remember, that was the housing bubble. Well, look at that. We got a lot of low. Look at that. 2008, 2009. That was lower than the pandemic. Back in 2016, that was a little bit lower. So we've had opportunities to go low. I think that we stay around this level where we are right now, but we do need positive news, and I think some good positive news would be what is going on in China. Are they able to get from under the thumb of COVID and start pushing more product out of the country? All right, so that's where I stand with that. But looking at all of our indices, look at them. They're all trying to make a little run today as we are doing this live on Midday Market Action. Midday Market, what is it? What am I missing? What's the third M? Midday Market. Joey? Dang it. I forget. Sorry, I'm getting old. All right. All right. So that's what we got going on. Let's go back to my watch list.
It's Midday Market Update.
Yeah, that's what it is. Midday Market Update. Thank you, Joey. I'm getting old. All right. Here was my big news from last week. Let's go see what they did. Let's go back to a week ago. Let's go see if the news that I put out, was it, let's go see. Let's quick test all of it. How did it work out? Ew, they got creamed. But all of these were stocks from last week that we talked about. Only stock that went up was the oil stock. Went up 2.74%. I see it. Got you, Joey. 2.74%. Only one stock, and oil. I still think that oil is the good place to have money, especially because of supply. Oil supply, folks. I still think that that's a good spot to have your money. And that was the only stock that went up in my big news from last week. Here's my big news for this week. Let's stream it. AMD, Apple, Bluebird. Look at that. Now coming down. Coinbase for the crypto, and Barrick Gold. All of them are down today. All of them are down today, but let's go take a look. View the stock graphs, and let's go put them on my quad thingy. All right, so these all had news coming out. The $8 billion story for 2025 for Apple, Barrick Gold for both gold and copper, coin for my crypto. Now, interesting, Coinbase gapped down, but they're fading the gap. Look at that move, hitting a new session high as we're doing this live. AMD gap down, a little bit of a bump up, but the biggest bump up it looks right now looks between coin and gold. All right, Barrick Gold. And if I'm looking at Barrick Gold, let's go see where my level of, look at that, right at its gap level. Coin already did break through its level of a gap. Look at that, nicely moving up. Does that mean that crypto's on the run? No. Don't get me started on that. Crypto ain't on the run yet. All right, but even something like crypto has got to have a level of where it says enough is enough. And it looks like it's trying to run up during our session today. Apple did go through its level of gap down. Look at that. All right, so right now as we speak, we can see where all four of these stocks that made the news today all gap down, and where they're trading. Coin looks like it's moving up today. Just stopped out of Hibbs for a 20% realized gain from Friday's Jockey Club. Thanks, Glenn. You're welcome, Mark. I got you. For those of you who don't know, we do have a live day trading room in the VectorVest system called the Jockey Club. Happens every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 10:30. Yeah, I'm losing everything. 9 to 10:30. All right, so those are my stocks that made the news today. Earnings this week. We're getting to the end of this quarter. Not a lot of stocks, not a lot of big name stocks reporting. H&R Block, Adobe, Kroger, Oracle, Uranium, UAC. But look at all of the stocks today are all getting smoked. Considering 2 of the 5 was all printed money, says Brandon. I just compared the pandemic and our own recent down, high to low. Pandemic down 34%, recent high to today's low. So we're not even as, now, and again, the pandemic hit hard and fast, but we reacted quickly to keep it from going down further than what it was. Is the 30-day Jockey Club still being offered? Yep, $29 gets you a 30-day trial to the Jockey Club. Actually, you have real time and the Derby, which gives you access to 30 days for the Jockey Club. All right, we got that still. All right, so here's the stocks that are reporting earnings. You know me, I always want to make sure that I'm looking at the stocks that have the high relative safety. I'm going to look at these 3. That's a fund. Let's go look at these 3. View the stock graph. All right, so these are all earnings coming up this week. And I think I want to put these on a 3-month graph to get me a feel of how do I feel about earnings for them. Adobe, wow, big pullback today. Kroger, let's go also look at relative value and relative safety. Kroger's got a relative value of 1.05, so it's got good upside potential. Adobe's got a relative value of 1.22, so it's got better upside potential. And Sanderson's Farms got a relative value of 1.73, which is even better. I like Sanderson Farms to beat earnings. I like all of these to beat earnings, but it's interesting that especially these 2 right here are in a space where inflation is going to kick their behinds. All right. And I think that forward guidance on these companies may not be as well, may not be good. So I think that both of these will beat earnings. I think Adobe will beat earnings too, but I think forward guidance on all of these companies may not be so good. But Sanderson's Farm stock is just moving up nicely. Really is. I'm thinking that maybe, I don't know what they have for forward guidance, but it may not be half bad based upon just looking at the stock. So I'm just thinking about that. All the money after the pandemic was of printed money. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. No matter what, we need to get that printed money, or however you want to call it, out of the system. And that's where the raising of the interest rates is all about. All right, fastest sectors. Let's go. Now, let's go see what sectors are moving. Let's go see if we can find out what sectors are moving from that perspective. Let's go to Delta Searches sectors. Let's go use my new search. Just looking at strong sector. Let's see what sectors are up over the last 20 days and increasing over the last 10 days. Look at that. Petroleum was kicking butt and it's pulling back, but petroleum is still positive over the last 10 days. Look at all my other sectors. None of them making money over the last 10 days, only petroleum. So if I'm looking for a sector that's still moving, it's petroleum, but I can clearly see by way of this search that it's not moving up as much as it was. So it's not getting better over the last 10 days, but it's the only sector, folks, that's moving up over the last 10 days compared to the last 20 days. Let's do another search. Let's do a 10-day RT delta. Now, this is on RT, not on price. Let's go see what's moving. Drugs over the last 10 days by relative timing is up 5.7%. Home is up over 2%. Let's go look at the drug space. Let's go view the sector graph. What do I like or dislike? Ooh, put this on a 3-month. Do I like this sector? Ooh. The sector may be moving by RT, but look at the price. I'm not really ready to take this sector. I may be able to take a couple of stocks off of this sector, but I'm not confident in the sector as a whole. Let's go see what else was up. Home, right? This is by RT, relative timing, only found in VectorVest. Let's go look at the sector graph. I put this on a 3-month graph. I'm trying to see if I can find you something, folks. Same thing with home. The 3 and the 8 crossed a few days ago. It now creating a new 3-month low. Man, the market is just getting smoked. What else? Apparel up 1.25% by relative timing over the last 10 days. Let's view the sector graph. Put this on a 3-month graph. Anything? Nope. Somebody's saying, trying to find the positive. There's not a lot of positive going on right now. This is a good time to manage the trades that you're currently in. Remember, my guidance to you right now is to focus. Make sure that whatever stocks that you're in, that you don't let them become big losers to you. All right, know where your threshold of pain is and stick to it and wait for a better buying opportunity. But even going through the process of trying to see what sectors or industries are running right now, it ain't here. It's not here. So someone asked me earlier, do we still have more downside? I think we do. But I think that the pullback that we're getting in the market, the way that we are, will warrant some bounce. Will it be a dead cat? And look at it, I'm getting it today. Look at this. See the wick forming at the bottom of today's candle? I got some buying pressure going on. I've got a little bit of bouncation coming off of this level of support. Not enough to turn the candle green, but I am getting a little bounce. And I'm thinking that algos are kicking in. I'm thinking that big money is saying, wow, we're at a new 3-month low on the market that we're going to pick up some stocks. Now, that's a super speculative way to go. For those of you who are savvy and can play that, go for it. For those of you, if you're nervous about playing that, sit on your hands. That's the best guidance that I can give to you at this particular point in time. If you're not comfortable watching the market fall like this and say, okay, everybody else is jumping on board, don't do it for everybody else. This is your money. Everybody else is investing their money. You got to feel what's right for you, right? You got to feel what's right for you. Hamid says, do not ignore the monkeypox. It's around the corner. Listen, Hamid, we got a vaccine for it. It's not like we don't have a vaccine for monkeypox, because we do. We didn't have a vaccine for COVID. So they're talking about the cases coming up. We do have a vaccine for monkeypox. So I'm not as concerned with that as I was with COVID. Does everybody understand that? All right. And MH says, wait for Powell. I'm with that too. Let's go see what the Fed's going to do. And that will let us know what's going on going into the end of the week. I think we've got to wait to see what Powell does. All right, we do have to wait to see what Powell does. All right, industry ETFs, where's the money going today? The money's going to hell in a handbasket. Look at that. What's moving? What's the only thing moving across the board? Oil. I still say that oil is the best place to have your money because of the supply. The market gives it to you, take it. It's up 1% today on the day where the market's getting its butt kicked. Now, you said smallpox vaccine. Don't we have a monkeypox vaccine? I know we got a smallpox. Can anybody back me up? Don't we have a monkeypox vaccine? I thought we did. Should we get out of Contras? Ooh, that's a good question because I'm gonna talk about that in a second. All right. So where's the money going across the spectrum into oil? My speculative plays. Let's talk about what the plays that I gave to you last week. Let's go back 1 week. Here's some speculative plays. You know me. I love these are stocks I just want you to keep your eyes on. Let's see what they did. Quick test. Down 4%. Actually did a little bit better than the market did, right? Did a little bit better. We had 3 stocks that went up, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocks that went down. All right. My speculative plays are stocks that I want you to keep your eyes on. Possibilities to make some money. Let's give you some speculative plays for today. Here they are. Our ARLP, NOG, a lot of these are energy stocks because that's what's moving. Let's stream these because that's what's moving. Let's go take a look at these. These are my speculative plays for you going into this week. Stocks I want you to keep your eyes on. Let's go look at what they look like today. Were they giving you some buying opportunities today? Let's go peep that out. Come on. Look at that. HNRG got hit this week. Got hit this morning. But look at that, now hitting session highs. NOG got hit this morning, session highs. GTX actually gapped up today, now challenging the session highs for today. And ARLP gapped down, hitting new highs. So interesting, the stock picks that I have for you for speculative plays are rebounding nicely today so far. Could the midterm elections be the catalyst? I don't know, Harry. That's a good question. I don't know. I think that a lot of people, due to the inflation, are upset with the current administration. So I don't know if it's going to be a positive catalyst. I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see. So those are my speculative picks. All I want you to do is keep your eyes on them. Today's big movers, even on a down day like today, we do have some stocks that are moving up. How did I get? I don't. Oh man, I didn't clear it. Did I not clear it? I must have didn't clear it. Let's go see which stocks are moving up today. Wow. Oh, that's it. That doesn't seem right. Where's the stock? I put some stocks in there. Maybe I didn't. But let's take a look at these two nonetheless. All right, let's take a look at, they're moving up today. Come on, computer. There we go. Right click, view the stock graph. 2 stocks that are moving up today. A lot of times those big moves are done in the morning. Look at these gaps up this morning. I am looking at intraday 5-minute bars. All right, look at these though. COGT from a day trade perspective. I'm not feeling the volume, but I'm feeling the volume now. I'm not feeling the volume. What RD red box is moving sideways. It did gap up. It did fade the gap, but moving sideways in a little bit of a channel. But COGT, another drug biomedical company, is moving up. All right. What else? Weekly watch list. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. A good place to be is going to be in Contras. Now, someone said that Contras are good for day trade. I think you're right if these are triple leverage. But look at these moves today. Look at these moves. I'm in SQQQ. I told you that earlier. But look at that. These stocks are moving up nicely today. But let's say you want to hold some Contras a little longer than just a day and not play the directions. I'm going to show you something. If you are a subscriber to the VectorVest software, we have something here called the ETF viewer. All right, that looks at all ETFs. We got 1,776 of them. I'm going to take this a step further. I'm going to go to watch list viewer. I'm going to go to another watch list we have as ETFs. And if you want to play the market to the downside without sweating, I'm going to look at non-leverage contra ETFs. All right. And I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to look at some of the non-leverage contra ETFs to keep your eyes on. Now, the first thing we do when we look at a watch list is we sort by average volume. Yeah, come on. sort by average volume to make sure that we get the heavily traded country ETFs. All right, notice that now we're looking at very heavily traded country ETFs. These are non-leveraged. Let's set this up. These are non-leveraged contras to take advantage, and they're all up today. Now, the reason why you want non-leveraged is because this is looking at the S&P 500. If the S&P 500 goes down 1%, this only goes up 1%. If the NASDAQ goes down 1%, this only goes up 1%, and so on and so forth. This is a great way to play contra ETFs without playing the heavily leveraged contras that move a lot more, but when they reverse on you, they hit you a whole lot harder. All right. So I'm going to give you right here, here's 5 to take a look at for you guys that want to play the non-leveraged contra ETFs. Here's 5 very heavily traded. How many of you out there feel that this is a benefit to you, type of 1? All right. We do a lot here on our channel. But if you feel that this is a benefit to you to help you to play the market to the downside, but without assuming a ton of risk, here's 5 contras, non-leveraged. Type of 1 if that was a benefit to you. All right, type of 1 if that was a benefit to you. I want everybody to make some money. I want everybody to make some money. And some people are a little bit more aggressive than other people. This is a less aggressive way to play the market to the downside. Jake says 1.5. Really, Jake? Really? All right. And that almost puts me done for today. Oops. Where am I at? Midday market update. What else am I missing? Wall Street bet stocks. All right. What stocks are moving in the Wall Street bet world? Let's go. I've only got 10 of them today. Peter says 1, and he's a subscriber. Love that. I guess we become a big guy when somebody spams this. All right. And even my Wall Street bet stocks are all under selling pressure today. Are all under selling pressure. How do I get this person to go away, Joey? I don't know how to do that. Joey can do that. Tom, if you can get that person to go away too, it'd be greatly appreciated between you and Joey. All right. I'm going to drink my smart water today. They're not paying me for this, but I like smart water. Taborium says, heading to pandemic low. I don't know. I'm not going to call it. I don't know if we're going to go to pandemic low. And if we do, we're in a world of hurt if that happens, folks. All right. We're going to be in a world of hurt if we go to pandemic low. I don't think that we do, but maybe that's the optimistic side of me. Maybe that's the optimistic side of me. I don't think that we do, but we'll see. All right, Joey, put me on my main screen. All right, number 1. How many likes did we get? Let's go see how many likes we got. We got 68 likes. Really? All right, it is what it is. You know me. I like to get to about 100 likes, especially if you felt it was worth your time to be here. All right. Today was a day where the market looked like crap. And my guidance is to you today is, if nothing else, stay focused. Don't let don't let any of your losers get to run away from you, folks. All right. Pay attention, focus, stick to your stocks. Don't be afraid to pick up some contras for hedging your portfolio, especially on the stocks that you really don't want to get rid of. And at least I've given you 5 non-leveraged contras to keep your eyes on. All right. So does anyone say stagflation or recession? Maria, I'm not ready to say recession yet until the end of this month when we see the GDP number. Stagflation I can see, but I can't see that yet because inflation's still running. Stagflation is when we're raising interest rates and inflation is starting to fall. That's not the case yet. So I'm not calling it. Kathleen is here. Hi, Kathleen. Oh my gosh, it's great to see you here. Great to see you here. Miss you. Totally miss you. I want to tell you that. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope that you guys did share this. Thank you, Mark. I hope that you did share this because I think people need to know that there's a lot of talking heads out there that are just talking about crap. I'm trying to give you information that's well worth it for your investment. I want you guys to make money. We're here to help you guys to make money. All right. And sometimes it's not all about, hey, go buy this stock because it's going to be. Sometimes we got to sit back a little bit and learn a little something. All right. And from learning a little bit of something, we build a strong foundation. And off of that foundation, I think that anyone in this room who's foundationally sound in their trading plan consistently makes money. I think that I can safely say that. If you're flying by the seat of your pants, you're going to get burnt a lot. This is why I'm telling you guys just to be focused. Focus on what you got. Focus on what's going on in the market. Pay attention to our channel, folks. We are not all about glitz and glamour. We're not all about telling you what you want to hear. We tell you what you need to hear. And I want to say thank you so much, each and every one of you who are here supporting us. All right. This is what we do. This is what we do. All right. With that, I'm going to sign off. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, nectarios, yasu. Until next time, folks, see ya. Yeah, bom dia.